Hello students, in this video we are going to study about the use of ground penetrating radar, which is also called as GPR, and is used for the location of the underground utilities. Now what is GPR? This GPR, that is the ground penetrating radar, uses radio waves to non-destructively locate objects and subsurface structures which are present in the materials like soil, rock, concrete, asphalt, wood, and water. The major application in this area for the GPR is to detect and map the buried utilities. Now, what are the different types of local utilities? Those are clay pipes, plastic or PVC pipes, concrete pipes, transit pipes, metal pipes, missing valves, water boxes, abandoned lines, illegal or unknown connections, water pipes, wastewater pipelines, gas pipe, power pipes, telecommunication wires, fiber optic, septic tanks, voids, and manholes. So these are the local utilities. What are the basic principles of the GPR? So the principle is like that how it works. So we will see that now. This GPR are quite often non-metallic, inaccessible, and unknown. Abandoned utilities are not being located by this GPR with the use of the traditional cable and the pipe locators. So the GPR can be used in conjunction with the traditional cable and the pipe locators. So it is a non-invasive, non-destructive geophysical surveying technique that is used to produce a cross-sectional view of the objects which are being embedded in the subsurface. All the GPR units are made up of a power supply, control unit, and an antenna which sends a pulse of electromagnetic energy into the subsurface to detect the local utility. Now we will see the power supply and the control unit and the antenna. The GPR works through the interaction of a control unit module and an antenna, which is also called as a transducer, which are both shown in the figure. So this is a man which is having a control unit which has a data collection and a setup parameter and a display data storage, and the antenna is being in the red box. Now the pulse of the radar energy. The control unit contains the electronics which triggers a pulse of the radar energy that antenna transmits into the ground. The antenna then receives this electrical pulse produced by the control unit and it amplifies it. Again, it is being transmitted into the ground or other medium at the particular frequency. So this is how the signal is being reflected. Here we can see the transmitted signal and the reflected signal which is being catched by the control unit. Now, the second type is the antenna frequency. It is one of the major factors in the depth penetration. The higher the frequency of the antenna, the more shallow into the ground the signal will be penetrated, and it will be easier to resolve the targets. Now we will see the working of GPR. The GPR works by sending the tiny pulse of electromagnetic energy from antenna into the material and records the strength and the time required for the return of any reflected signal. This series of pulses over a single area is called as a scan, and it is performed by a moving antenna across the surface linearly to create a series of electromagnetic pulse over a given area. So it should be in one line. The direction of survey should be in one line, so we can get the pattern. Also, during the scan, the reflections are produced whenever the energy pulse enters into a material with a different electrical conductivity or the dielectrical permittivity from the material it had just left. The value for the dielectric permittivity or the electrical conductivity is different for different materials. Okay. Now, the strength amplitude of the reflection is determined by the contrast in this dielectric constant and conductivities of the two materials. It means if the pulse is moving from the dry sand, which has a dielectric value of phi, to a wet sand, which has a dielectric value of 30, will produce a very strong reflection. While moving from a dry sand to a limestone, that is 7, will produce a relatively weak reflection. So, this is just an example. While some of the GPR energy pulse is reflected back to the antenna, some energy also keeps traveling through the material until GPR control unit has closed its time window. The rate of signal attenuation varies widely and is dependent on the properties of the material from where the pulse is passing through. The materials with a high dielectric value slow down the radar wave and decrease the penetration depth, and at a highly conductive materials the signal is being rapidly gained. For example, if the water dramatically rises, the dielectric material will give the signal penetration very less, and also has a highly conductive materials. For a metals it will completely reflect the signal, while in case of water it will not give any signal. The radar energy is emitted from the antenna in a cone shape, and the two-way travel time for the energy at a leading edge of the cone is longer than the energy which is directly beneath the antenna. So this is just a diagrammatic representation. Now, the feasibility of conducting a GPR utility locating survey. So, what are the factors that affects the feasibility? First is the topography, second is the ground cover, third, subsurface conditions, and the site accessibility. Now, we will see the advantages. This GPR is non-destructive and safe. That is, the electromagnetic energy does not harm the subsurface organisms or the environment. It can find a non-metallic and a non-conductive utilities which are incapable of being located. In favorable soil conditions, it can sometimes detect the location and depth of all the underground materials, utility, and types of material, different types of material. It resolves the duct bank utilities and it is detected as one target with the cable and pipe locator. It also detects the underground storage tanks, septic tanks, and leach fields. It detects the location of voids. So, this is the use of GPR, and it is specially used for the location of the underground utilities. Thank you.